All right, we'll call this meeting to order. Special city commission meeting for November the 17th. If you would join me in a flag salute, please. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. John.
Gracious and loving God, we thank you so much for the opportunity to be alive in such a wonderful day as today, with the weather beautiful and the people that we're with and around all the time. We appreciate that and are thankful for those opportunities. Thank you for bringing us together tonight for the work of the town of Kingfisher. Be with all of those here as they do that work and as they leave and go back out into the community. In Christ's name we pray. Amen.
Amen. Thank you, John. Roll call.
Dawn.
Here.
Jeff Cobalt.
Here.
Kyle Mecklenburg. Jeff Whitrock. Tammy Salmons. Here.
We have a quorum, so we'll move on to item 2, the consent docket. Any questions or comments regarding the consent docket? Anything needs to be pulled out or asked about here? If not, do we have a motion?
I make a motion to approve the consent docket.
I second it.
Thank you. Does this thing pop up like,
It will. Did you have a second?
Yeah.
Dawn
Okay,
seconded,
I
yes.
missed it. Sorry. Okay.
We're all waiting to push the button.
Okay, there you go.
So how do they vote?
It says digital voting starting now. Is it popping up?
I'm not getting anything.
I don't see anything. I was like,
I'm not seeing anything either.
Okay, well then we'll just have to manually vote tonight. Tammy,
Yay.
Jeff,
Yes.
Dawn.
hey,
Okay, that item is approved.
Thank you.
don't get your mics. That wasn't you. Thank you.
Hello, Houston.
Yeah. Next item is item 3, the scheduled business. Item A is discussion possible action regarding the purchase of,
No, that's
Discussion
surplus.
possible action to declare 14 Motorola CM300D vehicle radios and other related equipment as surplus. Chief Gray.
These are all just radios. We had to upgrade our radios in our vehicles for the encryption, and so all these are just the radios that came out of all of our vehicles. They're still good. Some of them are still good, and we had talked, Mark and I had talked about having them auctioned off and to other agencies or whatever.
But they're gonna go all as one.
Yeah,
Block.
I don't want to send one here and one there. You know.
Any questions of Chief Gray? If not, do we have a motion?
Make a motion, we approve A.
Thank you.
Second.
Thank you.
Tammy,
Yes.
Jeff,
Yes.
Dawn.
Yay.
Thank you, Chief Gray. Yep. Item 3B is a discussion and possible action regarding the purchase of an ambulance from Banner Fire Equipment. The total amount of $345,943. Funding for this purchase will be provided as follows. City will contribute $136,677.50. The 522 district provide a matching contribution of $136,677.50, and a grant will fund the remaining $72,588.
Questions?
Chief, I advised him that this is a 2003 model that we're rotating out of the system.
Yeah, and I got the mileage for you on it. the 2003 model has 167,844 miles. Our A14 or 2014 model has 184,755 miles. Our 2016 has 87,000 miles, and our 2019 has 72,000 miles.
So it's the 2014 you're gonna rotate out to be the,
The
2003.
A03 will go away. The 14 will be the number 4 ambulance.
right, right. So one of the questions that one of the commissioners is not here tonight asked me, how often do we budget for these? Every 5 years, every 3 years?
So we're going for every 3 years. But we
Okay,
didn't make it, as you can see.
yeah,
But that's because we didn't get the grant to help.
yeah,
So
yeah.
Any questions of Chief Gibson? A couple of questions I have in regards to his banner. Did we put this out for,
it went out to bid on Sourcewell,
okay,
which is like a government bidding site, and that's where the bid came from.
okay. So we had multiple bids. This was
I don't know. So the way I understand Sourcewell works is they bid it way ahead of time, each piece of equipment. So if they're the cheapest, they're the ones that got the bid.
so it's a conglomeration of municipalities that,
Yes. Yeah.
similar to, okay,
Yeah. It's just like state bid, but
okay.
it's nationwide.
Delivery on this, can't remember. I think you stated this, but it's always,
June to July.
2026.
okay.
And this is a gasser. And the reason why I went with Banner is because they're in Oklahoma City and they can work on it in Oklahoma City. Our last ones have come from Missouri, so if they break, it's a long trip to Missouri.
Any questions? Other questions? Do we have a motion?
I make a motion to approve B, discussion, well, in regards to the purchase of an ambulance from Banner Fire Equipment.
Second it.
Have a second?
Tammy,
Yes.
Jeff,
Yes.
Dawn.
Yes.
Thank you.
Thank you, Chief Gibson. Item C, 3C is a discussion possible action to approve ordinance number 2025-008, which amends the hotel motel sales tax. Do you want to elaborate on that?
I can, Mayor, and I've been working on this last week, and when the agenda got posted, Jared and I talked Friday afternoon, and there's a provision in the state law that says that if you raise the sales tax on hotels, motels, you gotta have a vote of the people, which is, gotta be the most unusual law I've ever seen in my whole 35-year career. And so, anyway, we confirmed with Brent Kinsling, who used to be the Secretary of Commerce, and he confirmed it with some attorneys. I still believe we need to do this, and I would recommend that the commission give me the direction so that we can put this on the April regular commission ballot, so that we don't have a special election, but it's just part of the regular process. As I shared with you, we collected about $88,000 last year in total hotel motel taxes. About almost a third of that, 26,000, goes to support the Chamber of Commerce. So this will generate about another 35,000 if we go to 9%, which is what I proposed. And as I put in my memo last week, it kind of led into the hiring of the services to help us in economic development, that money would be dedicated for economic development. The consultant that I'm going to recommend we hire as we go forward to try to help us expand our tax base here. So it's just money that's being reappropriated or repurposed. But unless you've talked to the Attorney General and there's another way to.
Haven't gotten the law changed over the weekend,
Yeah.
so I think we're still sitting in the same spot.
What's what's their tax amount now?
Right now, it's been in place since 2001, it's 5%. Oklahoma City's at 9.5%. El Reno's at 9%, Enid's at 9%. We're one of the lowest around. And
Yeah.
if you've traveled that's not the thing you look at. You say, oh, what's gonna be the room tax? You just book a room and you pay it. And, it's tourism, and that's why I'm saying it's not gonna affect the residents of Kingfisher. But for some reason, the legislature, overreached and is requiring us, so.
Is that required by, all municipalities in Oklahoma?
That's the
So
way
when
it looks to
Oklahoma
me.
City raised theirs not too terribly long ago,
2024, that was what tipped me off that we need to be looking, because I was doing some searching just to verify things, and they were talking about the election for that 2024 tax increase.
okay.
So this tax would just be on your hotel fees,
That's correct.
but not on the hotel owners?
No,
Okay.
no. And the state tax commission does not collect it for us. These folks pay us directly. So there's no administrative burden that's being,
These folks,
The hotel owner.
hotel,
So it's like
motel,
Owners.
So it's a
They-
part
they-
of their sales tax they pay in, basically.
but they cut a check to us directly.
Right, it's a separate tax. They're
Yeah,
paying
yeah.
us directly. We haven't contracted with OTC to collect that like we have sales tax.
That's
Okay.
correct.
okay?
That's what you're saying.
So does anybody have any concern, heartburn?
I do have another follow-up question though. So if we don't have anyone, it's not contracted, they're supposed to pay us directly. I know even on sales tax, some people pay it late. That's what I learned from our financial reports. So how do we like keep them accountable to make sure they're paying it?
Anita, you wanna address that?
They're mostly pretty good about that. We have some of the smaller motels that might get behind. And then you all of a sudden get 2-3 checks. And I compare it with what they pay in sales tax, because the sales are similar, even though there are some exclusions that they don't pay motel tax on, like if a school comes and stuff. Usually it comes out pretty similar, so I feel like we're collecting everything.
The Holiday Inn is the biggest contributor.
Yeah.
By and far, yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. So basically you have to check it.
I have a spreadsheet. that goes
Yeah.
on.
Okay.
Okay, you've heard the presentation. We have a motion in regards
I
to,
think we need a motion on it since we don't have the ordinance in
You
front of
don't?
it, but you're
Gives
giving
me
us
some
the
direction. Yeah.
So Jim and I can start to work together to get
Okay.
all of that brought back to you.
okay.
Okay, so
So-
we're not doing an approval to put it to vote.
No, not
No.
yet, because
Okay.
we've got to have the written ordinance in front of you.
Okay.
It'll require a resolution. We'll have to work with the election board a little
Okay.
bit, so there's still plenty more steps, but we should have plenty of time still.
So we didn't have to make a vote to say, go make an ordinance.
No,
No.
you gave us
Great.
enough direction.
Yeah.
Okay, great.
I guess everybody's in agreement with that, correct?
Yeah,
Yes.
okay.
Yes.
Okay.
We'll move in that direction. Thank you.
That's great.
Item 3D is a discussion and possible action regarding approval of a proposal from Next 2 LLC in support of economic development initiatives. Mr. Thomas.
As you're aware, and I've been discussing this for the last couple of months, with hiring someone to assist us with our economic development efforts. And Brent Kinsling got recommended or tied into us through Mike Sanders. And I ended up spending a couple hours with him one afternoon, talking about the challenges that we have, getting to know him personally. As I said earlier, he spent 4 years as Secretary of Commerce for Governor Stitt in his first term. He was the Economic Development Director in Enon, up north for about 10 years. And we just hit it off. We took a drive. I showed him the community. And then he put a proposal together, and I started to wonder, how we could do this, at least get it off the ground. And so I approached John Gooden, who is the chairman of the Kingfisher Economic Development Foundation. I sit on that board. And I said, John, I'd like to introduce you to somebody. And John and Brent knew each other from previous, life's times and getting grants. And we went to the Economic Development Board. They agreed to kick in $10,000 for the first year. And then the Francis family, John Kenny and I have been working together. They supported us when we did a economic development analysis on our leakage report when I first got here. John was willing to step up to the plate and say, hey, our foundation will kick in $10,000. So I had half the funding. And I felt comfortable, as I've been talking to you guys individually and collectively, about this economic development proposal. Brent is aware that our number one priority is trying to get another grocery store back in town. I've also given him a couple assignments with people that are trying to expand their existing business, and it's one you and I have talked about. He's had a couple of conversations with them, and so he's already hit the ground running for us in a pro bono manner, because I had to remind him that we're not for profit, and he understood that. And so I just recommend that we retain the services and try it out for a year and explore, new funding with this hotel motel tax as we go forward. Brent, do you want to come up and introduce yourself and answer any questions that the commission may have? I tried to give a summary of what we've been doing the last couple of months.
Fantastic. Thank you, Mr. Thomas. And Mayor, good to see you
Good to see
again.
you.
Council members, it's and it's an absolute honor to be here and to have my friend Jack Quirk filming me over here. That's good. I literally drive through Kingfisher 3 times a week. I live in Enid and work in Oklahoma City quite a bit. As Mr. Thomas mentioned, I did economic development for 10 years up in Enid. Before that, I was the state director for USDA Rural Development, which funds a lot of the rural water systems and rural housing, rural business. But then I served 5 years as the director of the Department of Commerce for the state. And whenever I stepped down a couple of years ago, I bought a company called Retail Attractions, and headquartered out of Owasso, 20-year-old company. But they're the company that I had hired whenever I was in Enid to help bring in things like Academy Sports and TJ Maxx and Five Below and the Texas Roadhouse and the Downtown Hotel. Those type, all the things that made me look good. They were the ones that I'd brought in. Ricky Hayes had started the company, was looking to retire, and so we've formed a joint venture. But what we're talking about in Kingfisher is a little bit different than retail. We work in 24 communities in 5 different states. But I've really enjoyed the conversation Mr. Thomas and I had, and the fact that you're just down the road from where I live. My passion is doing projects, and whether it's getting a new grocery store in town, or other eating establishments, or other places where people could purchase things and hang out. There's more to economic development than that, and what we have discussed is me also working with some of your other employers here in town and helping them as they look to expand in a community this size. Now, I'm from Burlington, Oklahoma, which was we were FFA competition with Kingfisher growing up. In a town like Burlington, town like Kingfisher, town like Loyal or something, most of your employers in town are going to be folks who started there. They were in the garage and welding up panels or something and ended up needing a 5,000 square foot building later. And I love those types of projects, of trying to figure out how to close a capital gap, how to plug either get it financed or get private equity into it. And those types of puzzles are kind of my passion. What I told Mr. Thomas, what I told the Economic Development Board, though, is just to know my heart. I don't do economic development or things like this just for the purpose of putting more dollars into your hands, even though that happens whenever you expand your retail offerings and keep more of your dollars here and don't leak them to Oklahoma City. I do it because you're trying to provide opportunities for the next generation to stay close. I'm very fortunate. We've got 2 kids that are both married. Got my first grandchild due in April. I've told everybody that. But our son and his wife live in Woodward. Our daughter and her husband live in Edmond, an hour and a half, both of them. And we absolutely love that for our family. And if that's your focus on economic development, provide opportunities for your families to stay closer together so you don't have to fly to Chicago or Atlanta to spoil grandkids, that's a great mission. And that's what I would like to help you to do here in this community. And so, Mr. Thomas and everybody else, it's an honor to be a part of it. And if you got any questions, I'd love to try to answer those.
What years was your 10 years in Enid? Like from what year to what year?
09 until 2019.
Okay. I know they do some interesting things there, like having the Main Street thing that they do on
Yes, ma'am.
the first of the month,
Mhm.
and they have, like the 2 or 3 economic development agencies, or whatever you might wanna call it, have a lot of things to draw people in, like having their, where they want a professional, they do the thing for the professionals, paying off their college, all that
Right.
different kind of stuff. So what of those things do you, like, have you been a part of, or do you think worked well?
Well, the key, that's a great question, but the key to what made things work in Enid was communication and getting people on the same page. I've now worked in economic development. I hate to even say it out loud, but it's like 30 years I've been working in this industry, and I can walk into a town and tell you whether they're doing well or doing poorly by how well the city gets along with the county, how's the superintendent, the schools get along with the city manager, and I've been to some towns whenever I was at Commerce. I went into some towns where I'd say, yeah, I want to meet with your superintendent, your mayor, and your chairman of the county commissioners, and they say, oh, well, that's 4 different meetings. We're not ever putting those together in one space. And the fact that Mr. Thomas had the vision to bring in these partners, I think, is going to make a huge impact here. And so that's the first step, and that's my goal too, is to help keep bridge gaps where that might occur here. But our first step is, top priority is grocery store. I know you have Walmart, and that's great, but a community this size should have a grocery store. I've already spoken to the CEO of United Homeland. They're together in Oklahoma. I spoke to him a couple of weeks ago. Probably not a chance for that brand to come back, but there are several others that could. Starting to run the numbers on your gap analysis of where you're bleeding dollars so that we can provide that to retailers. And then, as Mr. Thomas mentioned, he's already got a list of local companies that I'm going to be working with in order to find a spot for them to end up.
Okay.
We're also looking at another industrial park to help expand, bring jobs, and so, like I said, for not having met Brent before, we just kind of text through Mike Sanders, and then he showed up one day and we spent several hours together, and then I took him for a tour and showed him, what Kingfisher's all about. And he admitted to me, Jim, I've never been off 81, to be honest with you. And he was
I've
really,
been to your fairgrounds, been to the sheep shows out there.
but he was surprised at some of our subdivisions,
Very surprised.
and the quality of life, the golf course, the aquatic center, our library. And I told him, from my experience, I think this is a well-balanced community. It has a lot to offer. The challenge, and he will confirm this with you, sometimes with retailers, they say, well, how many rooftops do you have? And we've got less than 2,000 rooftops, but we draw from a bigger area. And that's the challenge we have in marketing Kingfisher and trying to get on people's radars.
Do you have any questions, Commissioner Simmons? Okay. Anything else?
No, Mayor, that's it. I'd recommend we approve the contract.
All right. Do we have a motion? Thank you, Brent.
I make a motion to approve Next to LLC in support of economic development initiatives.
I second it.
Thank you.
Tammy,
Yes.
Jeff,
Yes.
Dawn.
Yes.
We look forward to it. Thank you.
Thank you.
Appreciate you doing the pro bono work. We like that.
Yeah.
Just because we approve doesn't mean that needs to stop.
That's right. He'll hit the ground running.
Next item is item 3E, is discussion possible action to approve John Gooden to serve as project manager for Harry's Hole and the Airport Grant. Mr. Thomas?
Members of the commission, as I shared with you in a memo, Harry's Hole is moving a little faster than we thought. The airport got their mitigation issue resolved with the Corps of Engineers, and so this is starting to pick up steam. We need someone to help navigate this airport grant, and I sat down with Bill and John a couple of weeks ago, and we worked out an agreement where the airport will pay part of it. The city will get reimbursed. John's confident he's going to be able to get us reimbursed for some of these costs through the grant. And so, you want to add anything to that, John?
I would.
Go ahead.
All right.
Yep, go ahead.
Yeah, I won't take long, but I want to be real clear. So last time I was here, I was proposing and got your positive vote for the Harry's Hole Nature Preserve grant. Well, I can tell you that the city's going to get that grant. All right, it was $252,000, matched by another $252,000, and that was the choice made at that point on how to do the floodplain mitigation or the wetland mitigation. All right, and airport has made great success. They've done the Corps of Engineers. That's all predicated on going to Harry's Hole, right? The application, the approval is all predicated. So that's a done deal. You're going to get the grant. We've got a only one hurdle, which is getting a cultural survey, which is mostly through, and I probably will be done by the end of this week. And that I've gotten a report on everything they've tested so far. There are no Indian burial grounds. Basically, the only thing was, wow, do you have a lot of trash? And, you know, it's true. We've got Harry's Hole itself, the northern part of that thing, which pays for the southern part. And, oh my gosh, this gets confusing, and I'm sorry if that's the case. And Tammy, you weren't on board when I was here before. Let me just very quickly explain, okay? We've got the southern part, which is on the Francis farm, which is what you see behind Atwoods and the Old United, right? It's that area. There's a ditch that runs under the railroad and across there, and that ditch we're going to make into an official stream. We're going to plant a couple hundred trees along there. We're going to do move some soil from the airport out there, and it's really going to be a marvelous thing. And we're going to pay for it largely through grants from the Department of Environmental Quality, DEQ, right? They have non-matching fund grants, one of which we've already been awarded, phase one, which is, you know, basically to spend a little shy of $50,000 to take trash out of what's called Harry's Hole, okay? And then we're going to apply for it again next year. And the county is going to go a couple of times on getting some money for the sheriff's department, but which we can also count as funds. And then I've got some other things which I mentioned in my memo to finish out all the matching funds. Well, so I've got a long history with the city. This grant that you're getting is the same kind of grant that we got twice over here in the park. Comes through the National Park Service. Anita and I have worked very closely before on, you know, she provides the canceled checks and the invoices, and I get it all filed, and the city gets the money back. But if you don't put me on, you don't have anybody to do that, right? So by putting the grant in the first place, this was just kind of anticipated. And I put in the grant that we wrote and submitted funding for project management, right? So I'm not asking you for any new dollars. These are already monies that you should anticipate being in the grant. And I'm really only asking you for this fiscal year, all right? So you'll see me again as you plan for the next fiscal year. But by then, we'll have some other grants submitted, okay? Now, one thing I want to be really clear about, okay, and I've come to the podium to really make this point. The grant that you're going to get, the one we just talked about, land and water, same as the park, is the only kind of grant that will also count as matching funds for a recreational trails grant. All right, so I am as part of bringing me on board. I don't have particular routing yet. You'll see me again in a month, okay? But I want to write a grant for you that will get us halfway in what we lack to close the loop around Kingfisher. And this very grant that we've got, that we're anticipating getting here shortly, will pay for 2 rounds 2 recreational trails grants, which would basically finish the whole route all the way around town. Okay, so I am very motivated to come and to get you this money, but I don't want you to think when I come up here and I say, well, maybe we'll get this money. It's very helpful to me if the city council understands that by asking me to go get this money, that you better just think you're going to get it, okay? Because we've done this, 15 times, and 15 times it's been successful. So I don't want you to get me on board and then think, well, okay, we didn't decide to, right? I mean, you'll get a lot of specifics. I'll come back, I'll show you exactly how I propose to do it and all that. But please know that as part of what I'm wanting to do by coming on and managing your grants, and it would be managing the airport grant, managing the land and water grant, managing the DEQ grants, and getting you some extra money too, which I make reference to this, and also working with Brent a little bit. So all of that, and it's going to be paid for already. Okay, so any questions?
Any questions?
I have a question
Yes,
and
please.
comment. Okay, so
I'm ready.
okay, so my concern
Yes.
is when you were a project manager or how whatever title you want to take for it, for the
Right.
things that you've done for us before,
Right?
there's often like you're great about getting grants, you're great about these projects that you start, but then it ends up kind of like you're creative, so you're good about chasing everything, but it's hard for when we need answers to stuff, and it's kind of hard to have some level of accountability for you so that we know exactly what's happening, how it's going to happen, and being a part of that.
Yeah.
Often it seems last time that you get ahead of yourself and you kind of just go, and then we're left kind of having to figure out later how to get things put together or maintenance for things like, we have some for sidewalks, and then we ended up with a whole bunch of sidewalks with kind of nowhere to go. There's parts of the park that kind of don't make any sense at all, like a road that goes nowhere. Things like that happens. So I'm wondering now if we do open the gate again for you,
Right?
if there's some way to have you tethered so that it's a little more professional this time, like a little
Well, that's an
more
interesting question,
got together.
So, part of, I think, what you have perceived and is reflected in your question really has a lot to do with Dave Slizicki's management style, right?
Okay.
Because I didn't do anything
Okay,
without
so you're
working with Dave.
I don't want to go down a rabbit hole.
Well,
with
I
Dave thing,
understand, but-
so you're saying that it won't happen this time? Is this what you're trying to say?
I'm entirely at the disposal of the city on
Okay.
this, right? I mean,
All right.
I
Okay.
am not a freewheel
Okay.
kind of guy.
Well, I mean,
it-
after he was gone and I was here, because I wasn't here when he was here, but after he was gone and I was here, I know some of the times when you came and gave us, presentations about things were going on, it was a little hard to make sure everything was where it needs to be. This time we have a project manager actually on our, that has this information, this professionalism. So I just
And-
want to know that you have like all these things kind of organized well
Sure.
to present us with
Sure.
all
And
the
part
things
of
we
the
need.
problem, Don, too, is just the slow nature of it.
Mm-hmm.
Right? We are right now working. We've got MMS Construction building along the Pioneer Yard, and then they're going to build from the Swinging Bridge down to Bowman, and they're going to
And that's
close
all
some
part
gaps.
of this project
No.
or
No,
not?
this was all on a project that preceded
Okay.
Jim. That's my point. That's
Okay.
my point, is that that's a project we applied for in 2023.
But has nothing to do with this one.
Not a
Okay, so
thing to
yeah,
do with
so I'm
this
just
one.
focusing on this one.
Right.
and your
But
plans
I'm
for
just
this one,
wanting to
okay.
say, you're right,
Okay.
that these things take a while. So I've been through several city managers and mayors and councils, but I'll work with you as closely as you wish,
Okay,
right?
because yeah,
I think
There's a
the
lot of
challenge,
information.
yeah, John, and I agree with you that Dave's management style is much different than mine.
Sure.
but I think I can speak for the entire elected officials. I don't think anybody envisioned 10 miles of walking trails. That's a lot of trails for a town of 5,000 to maintain. Grass to cut, weeds to clip, you know. And I wasn't here when that vision got caught. I mean, when you shared with me what used to be there in the lowlands, I agree it needed to be done.
Right.
But when you inherit that much trails in a small town and we have limited resources, it puts a strain on the organization. I mean,
Well-
am I fair in this, sharing
I-
that?
I want to say two things to that. Okay, one is, we have just raised a fair amount of money to provide for maintenance of our trails, and it's our intention, and I think we're pretty much on track, that we're not adding maintenance costs to the city. The city was already mowing a lot of the land that you got $5 million from FEMA to buy,
Yeah.
right? The school was already mowing the school's property. We've got volunteers that are mowing, like Steve Altman,
Yeah.
mowing a huge amount up there. So the areas that you weren't mowing before, golly guys, we're mowing those already. We're mowing out at the Francis land.
Yeah,
We're mowing
okay.
up at the Northeast Nature Trail. We're mowing along the Overstreet thing that we just did. So if we are not, then we just need to be told so that we can deal with those things.
Which area's next to Cimarron nursing home?
Well, that would be the Francis
Okay.
farm, right? So,
Kingfisher Trails is.
Kingfisher Trail, yeah, we've got
We would envision.
Joseph
The
Morrison.
most important thing to say is this new section, we would envision mowing that also.
Yeah, absolutely, right.
Wrap all this up a little bit. This was really in an effort to expand the Harry's Hole, to expand the runway
At the
at
airport.
Kingfisher Airport.
That's correct.
That's
Right, I mean,
Focusing on trails, but really this is.
that's right,
Right.
We gotta have this to get the airport.
for sure.
Yeah.
For sure.
And can I add something?
Absolutely.
Our grant for the airport is $2.76 million.
Yep.
In that grant, and you will understand this because it came from the Department of Commerce, they did not allow us to put money in there to administer, for grant administration. So we have to come pay for that ourselves, and that is what John is offering to do. For the,
Right.
the airport grant, he is only charging $250 a month. And, we discussed how many contractors there would be, there's not gonna be a whole lot of contractors, so it may be fairly simple. But Brittany and I talked about it, Brittany, at first we were kind of doing it.
Yeah.
And now the Department of Commerce says, well, she's the administrator, she can't be the job of project manager.
Project manager.
You have to have someone separate to be the job project manager, and that's what John's offering. Yes, I mean, the airport project hinges on this, it's
You
not
bet.
Yes.
anything about trails.
Right.
Even though it's gonna allow for future expansion of the trail.
You bet.
And that airport grant was given in September of 2023, shortly after I got here. And I keep saying, when are we gonna get get this airway road extended? And it was all tangled up in this
Yeah.
wetlands issue with
Yeah.
the Corps of Engineers.
Has that been approved? That has been
Well,
approved.
the permit from the Corps of
501.
Engineers has been approved. We have to, and Mr. King, part of that is the land that the wetlands is gonna be built on, has to be purchased, and the deed restriction put on that, because it's just going to be, that's what it's gonna be, you can't mow it, you can't
Right.
run cows on it or anything like that. And so, but we have approved, we had a meeting, Tuesday night, the airport authority did, last Tuesday. And we approved the, Park Hill to proceed with the final design.
So we're doing simultaneously,
So,
Mayor.
It's gonna be simultaneous.
Yeah.
That's what, so when will Park Hill deliver final plans and when do you,
Within 60 days.
okay,
They've done a lot of the engineering, kind of what you understand it, they went outside the bounds of the preliminary engineering because of what the Corps of Engineers was requiring.
Right.
To get the grant approved, so they've got a lot of the engineering done already.
yeah, okay.
Okay.
I also want to add, this is a little bit about the trails. So, you know, when you don't do the time and the energy and the effort behind it, you just get to enjoy the good stuff of it. So I get to enjoy the good stuff of it with my 6-year-old. So I don't see the maintenance I have to do, right? I don't have to do any of that. And from that perspective, what the trails have done for my father-in-law who runs every day, for my daughter who rides her bike, I would have dreamed of that here when I lived here, and you know, back when I
Back
lived
then.
here originally. You know, I mean, that is just to me also a gift so for somebody who doesn't think or isn't involved in that, I might be now, but it's also a real blessing. And so I also just want to highlight that in our effort to talk business a lot. Sometimes we also the kudos get shoved under the doormat, and so I just want to say that it is a blessing having the trails and what it offers to the community.
Thanks.
Do we have a motion?
I make a motion to approve John Gooden to serve as project manager for Harry's Hole and the airport grant.
Okay, I second it.
Thank you.
Tammy,
Yes.
Jeff,
Yes.
Dawn.
Sure.
Thanks, everybody.
Thank you, John, and
You're welcome.
I will, I was lucky, I don't know if this is the right time, but I want to say this because John was honored on Friday night at the Western Cowboy and Western Heritage Museum as a lifetime award winner.
Lifetime Achievement Award.
Achievement Award for
Yes.
Keep Oklahoma Beautiful.
And
for
you were
all
there.
he's done for Kingfisher. I was fortunate enough to be there along with others here, and what an achievement that was, and what an honor.
Thank you.
Yeah,
Thank you.
so-
I was deeply touched by it.
Awesome.
And I want to thank Shauna here for putting my name in the hat. I
Yeah.
guess it was a unanimous vote of the board, by golly.
Yeah, yeah. I will tell you, it was awful exhilarating to see that somebody from Kingfisher like
Yeah.
John Gooden was honored across the state. I mean, there were probably, I don't know how many people were there, 800, 500, I
It was
don't
a
know what it
lot.
It was
was.
a good crowd.
But
yeah.
John did an excellent job, and just all the people that contributed to that, Shauna and others. Dave Slazicki was on the video, and so we appreciate you very
And
much.
Darcy got to introduce me.
And-
That was
and
very
so
nice.
Darcy,
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. It was a great night.
Thank you for those words. I really appreciate it.
Absolutely.
And thanks for the vote, everybody. It'll be good. It really will. Thanks.
Thank you.
Thanks, John.
Next item on the agenda is the financial report. Miss Anita?
Did you want both months or just where we're at now?
Just give them year to date.
Okay. Okay, so in the general fund, we actually had a gain for the month of October of $21,000. For the year, we have a gain of $64,000. We got some 522 ambulance revenues in for the month of October. That's what really put it over on there.
This stuff was cut off in our board docs,
I know.
and I
I
couldn't,
don't know why it was cut off.
okay.
That's what I was looking at too. Cause just remember, this is so new. We're
No,
gonna
I get
try
it.
better
I-
tonight.
It was just hard to follow.
I
I
might
know.
try and take that, obviously it doesn't like landscape, so maybe I need to
Oh,
make
yeah.
sure
I
that
turned
everything
it
goes in.
on here, and
Yeah.
I got it all. So you have to turn your head.
Yeah.
So I'll try and make it, create it as up and down,
Portrait.
so maybe it won't do that.
Yeah, I turned it and I couldn't get any more.
We
Sorry.
didn't know it was
to the-
gonna do this. This is
okay.
the first run, so.
Yeah, sorry guys.
But you vetted everything that came in. I'm supposed to turn my microphone off.
And, Public Works, we had a gain of $112,000. And that is even though we have been doing a lot of water repairs and buying the water meters that you budgeted through Nighthawk and everything. For the year, we're almost to $223,000 gain. So, which we are getting close to the slower months, so just,
Yeah.
you'll see some different numbers in the future. Cash wise, we've got 8.1 million in the bank that's unencumbered. Since we did approve the the building of the fire department, that is now on here. I did redact out the amount that we have the note for, because that'll be, but then I had to put the payments that we'll be making for this year. So that's kind of where that number, that 3.3 million encumbrance up on the fire station comes from, is that will come out of our funds, but that will be all through the year and not tomorrow. So, I think we're doing good.
We're still getting a good return on our certificates of deposit.
Yes, and actually that was, I'm debating on starting to pull those out, because I'm not sure how fast we'll start getting bills and for how much. So I'm gonna talk to you tomorrow
Yeah.
about if we need to start flushing some of them out.
We're still getting about 4.2%.
Actually, now, since the last two cuts, we're getting about 3.8 and 3.9.
Okay,
So,
all right.
and that's just because they did those 2/4%
Yeah,
cuts.
okay.
CDs react the fastest.
Overall, from my perspective on the finances, are the department heads I shared with the staff meeting this morning, they're all living within their budget, which is good, because sales tax isn't coming in where we had anticipated. It's, in my opinion, it's a little bit behind, but we're keeping an eye on it. But
Yeah.
the departments are living within their
It's
budgets.
stable. And it could just be that it's resting for the winter.
Yeah,
So even
Yeah.
though the weather doesn't know that.
It has been pretty stable. Remind me, if you would, 2024, we had pretty significant sales tax in these same months. What was that?
We had some overpayments,
Okay,
and that's why the next year we had it drop.
had
because-
overpayments oil and gas.
Right, because those overpayments got clawed back out.
Okay, yeah.
So,
Okay.
yeah,
your best years were 2018 and 2019. You collected 3.3 and 3.2
oh,
million.
we were booming then.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Last year for 2020, fiscal year 2025, you collected just under 2.7 million. So we've dropped $500,000 in 7 years. So we need another oil boom. We need to elect a president, that'll drill, baby, drill.
Gosh, geez, I don't know where we're gonna find one of those.
Yeah. But we are managing our resources.
Yeah.
The use tax, I didn't look at that too closely.
It's not as high as it was last month, but I think it was 50,000 this last month.
50,000, and
Yeah.
last month was 65, yeah.
Yeah, and last year it was huge. I can't tell you why, because like I've told you before, I don't fully understand use tax.
Well, it's mainly the Amazon, those of us that purchase
Well,
off.
and it's not as much Amazon anymore, because as we get Amazon centers in Oklahoma, if it's shipped out of Oklahoma, that comes through regular sales tax.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, and with all these centers to where you get it the next day, we
Yeah.
kind of like that.
Yeah.
So, and that might be why use tax is down, is because of all these Amazon centers.
Yeah.
Any questions?
Kyle's not here, so no questions.
Thank you, Anita.
Thanks, Anita.
Next item is the item 3G, the city manager's report. I think you've talked them up.
I have spoken a lot. I hope you appreciate my hot topics. Some of you do comment to me, and I'm glad to hear that. I think it's helps you make some of the decisions. That may open up questions for you, but anytime I send anything to you, if you have a question, please let me know, and I'll give you more detail. But I try to hit the top points. I shared with the mayor earlier, the tree is on its way. It left northern Michigan around 11 o'clock this morning. We hope to deliver it at noon on the site on Wednesday. I got some report there's a chance of rain. I hope it doesn't rain on Wednesday, because we're lining things up to get the tree in the ground, get it lit. And on the 29th of November, that Saturday, is when they will light the tree. The choir is involved with it, and it should be a great event. Great event. And for anybody out there, I know there's been rumblings Wendell Prim and I went to this event of John's, and he commented to me in the car when we were driving that somebody was complaining that in these difficult times, I can't believe the city spent, $10,000 on a Christmas tree. And Wendell said, let me set the record straight. The city didn't spend any money. And so I just reemphasized that. The only cost the city has spent is my travel to go up and pick it up. But
Pick it out.
pick it out.
Yeah.
High pressure
You know, he got the
transports.
beard, he could have been driving the truck,
I
I don't
know.
know.
High pressure transports is a great company. They went up there, deadheaded a truck up there, picked it up for nothing, just for pro bono, the spirit of Christmas. And Winter Nights has paid for the tree. It was $10,000 this year. It's a little bit more because it's a bigger tree. The lights have been paid for, and so there's been no tax dollars spent. And there's also a credit, because I'm on the committee now, and we went over the list of major corporations that not only have helped put lights up, but have also donated cash. And so it's truly a community event. And I would encourage anybody. I wrote a personal check from me, from the Thomas family, to Winter Nights to support this Christmas tree and the lights and the festivities. It takes a lot of energy, time, money to put that program on, and it's something I've never seen in any other community. I mean, we put Christmas trees up, but nothing to the magnitude of what we do down here with the train and the lights, and it's just great to be part of. So that's all I'll
We
say.
go every night unless I tell my daughter it's closed.
Is that right? Yeah. Yeah.
So
No, it's a great
awesome.
community. Yeah. Yeah. And we
awesome.
draw from a great big region, which is good for the community.
And
So.
we're also redoing the train depot.
Yep.
Yeah, I forgot about that. We're redoing the train
Yes, we
depot
are.
inside. We're using Chisholm Vocational
Votech.
Votech.
carpenter.
Yeah.
The kids have come out and the instructor, all we did was just pay for the materials. All the labor was donated. And so Brittany kind of coordinated that with them. And so they definitely needed a facelift on the inside. So,
So it'll be ready by next Monday, hopefully.
Yeah.
Well, stars line up, it'll be ready by next Monday.
yeah. So that's all I'll say, Mayor. I appreciate it.
All right, thank you. Any questions of Mr. Thomas? Okay, do we have a motion for adjournment?
I motion to adjourn.
I second it.
Thank you.
Jeff,
Yes.
Tammy,
Yes.
Dawn.
Yes.
Thank you guys for coming.
See you, John.
We will reconvene as the Kingfisher Public Works Authority. So, just letting the door close.
Yeah.
Okay. Call the Kingfisher Public Works Authority to order. First item on the agenda is the consent docket, item 2, which includes the minutes, the claims, and the incentive pay as budgeted for Public Works. Any questions or comments regarding that? Thank you. If not, do we have a motion to approve the consent?
I make a motion, we approve the consent docket.
Thank you, Commissioner Taylor.
Second.
Thank you, Commissioner Samuels.
Tammy,
Yes.
Jeff,
Yes.
Dawn.
Yes.
Motion is approved. The next item is item 3A. That's a discussion and possible action to approve repairs to approximately 250 feet of sewer line at the lift station at a cost of $51,712 to be completed by BG Pipeline and Supply. Mr. Sears?
Good evening. As you guys are aware from my weekly reports, we've had an issue on the Second Street main lift station that pumps everything to the wastewater plant over the last couple of weeks. Started with a major blow. Had to get the contractor in there, dig it up. It's really deep, 15 foot. We clamped it the next day. They came back out, was gonna backfill it, and the thing was leaking again, had another hole in it. So we were temporarily patched it again with another clamp and, kind of left it where it was, hauled some sand in, done a little bit of backfilling, but about a week later, it's got another little small leak in it. So the pipe is just, 40-plus-year-old AC line. It's susceptible to the gases that are in the line. It's just corroded and it's bad shape. They were about 250 foot away when they done the new wastewater plant. They took off with PVC over there, so our intention is to tie into that PVC and bring that all the way back to the lift station. So, we went out for a couple different quotes. You didn't get the first one because they were like $240,000. So, this PG pipeline, they've got a plan to replace all that, put it in proper bedding, sand and gravel it as it should be. So we're just asking for approval to get that done before we have another major break and any wastewater winds up in the creek or anything.
Any questions of Mr. Sears?
The only thing I'll say is originally, this quote came in at about 65,000, and Steve negotiated with them and told them, they've been doing work with us and trying to consolidate, and they came back with a better price. I felt, almost $15,000 less than what they originally. I know, but you can see mine. So, anyway, I just want to give Steve credit. He recognizes that we have limited resources here in Kingfisher.
Not-for-profit business.
Not-for-profit business. See, my words are starting to
Doesn't mean you can't make money. I
know.
You can spend all you make. You're still not for profit.
So anyway, I would recommend we approve this contract and get it moving ASAP.
And one of the things I'd say too, and we talked a little bit about this before the meeting, just, I had a couple of questions in regards to this, but we have so many of these things that we don't know. And because it's all underground, you don't know it till you know it, right? And, this is where everything is, going from the main lift station back to the plant.
Right.
That 250 foot, like you said, is the only thing that we have in the AC pipe that's not C900 or whatever. I don't know what it is. SDR or something, but.
Well, I mean, C900 is going back in, correct?
Okay,
So, yeah.
whatever it is. But anyway, I mean, a lot of these things, we're gonna continue to have some of these things. So one of the things that Jim and I have talked about is putting together a price list that can be quoted, or that we can go out to bid, so that when things come up like this, we have somebody on call, if you will. And, it would allow us to move a little bit quicker, but I appreciate your work on this.
Absolutely. And that's part of the problem, with some of these other contractors, like the higher quotes, they gotta demobilize from a job they're already on to mobilize over here. And, short period of time is hard, if you can plan those things out, schedule, it makes it easier and cheaper in the long run.
Thank you. Do we have any other questions?
Thank you for your detailed reports.
Yes.
And
They've been really helpful.
Yeah, to understand.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I'll tell you another thing. I mean, in one of your reports here recently too, thank the guys that were out there till 11:30 that night, and all the work that they've done, because that's they went over and above what the expectation is there to. Yeah. So appreciate that. Do we have a motion?
I make a motion, we approve. I'm just gonna say A.
That'll work.
okay.
Do we have a second?
Second.
There's not many options.
Tammy?
It's 50, you're gonna get it right 50% of the time.
Jeff
Yes.
and Don.
Yes.
Thank you. That motion carries. So next item is item 3B, discussion and possible action to approve the installation of the SCADA system at a cost of $99,234.50 to be completed by Mission Communications. Mr. Sears?
So this goes back to, the talk about the copper phone line going away in January of 2026. I think this has been kicked around for quite a while, looking for a solution for the communications from basically Meeker Booster Station, the towers, back to the plant, all controls the pumps and everything. We looked at several different vendors. All were comparable in their what they provide with their system, but the price ranged from $39,000 to $240,000. Missions is a well-known. They're throughout the state. I even called them today. Like Jinx is the closest project they have here, really, and they got 36 of these units. McAllister Wastewater. I don't know where some of these places are. He started rattling off all these places, and I'm trying to write down all of them. So I only got a few of them, but Ouachita Rural Water District, they have like 30 facilities in Arkansas. I think the closest one they had here was maybe Roosevelt down by Lawton. I don't know how close that is, but I'm from the east part of the state. But so at the end of the day, this company that reps these, they're a vetted company with us. They're not just a fly-by-night. They're in business for a lot of other things. And for the value of what we get and the things that we need, I think this is probably the best. Really the difference between like the high-end range is that they're using radio communications instead of cellular data to transfer it. So, you know, that's $240,000 for that versus $99,000. They all do comparable, same thing.
Steve, in a nutshell, can you just share with the commission what exactly this SCADA system is going to do? What we're doing now versus what this system will do for us?
Yeah, so, you know, in the Park Hill CIP proposal, they had budgeted in there $400,000 for SCADA. That would be a full-blown system where they put PLCs at each one of the wells and build a logic that communicates back to the computer. These things basically do the same thing. They're not the full-blown SCADA. They are integratable and upgradable for later. You know, if some reason you build a water treatment plant with filters and all the goodies and stuff, and you got to have SCADA, these things can still integrate into that, so that you wouldn't be wasting it in any future. But they'll bring us alarms so that, you know, we can get to those before City Hall gets a call of low pressure or low towers or pump failures. You know, they do pressure readings, they do flow readings, they do whatever you want them to do. They're just relied on cellular transfer. So, you know, Kingfisher's not big enough that you're going to get a jam signal, not get that, you know, that cell phone interference. So, pretty comfortable with that, you know.
Right now, we send 2 guys out to Dover to check the wells twice a week.
We have no way of knowing whether the pumps are running or not, so they have to go out there and they have to physically go check them, you know. And if you've seen one of my reports, they went out there and one of the wells was leaking and the cement floor was flooded, you know. Some of these things you can, you know, add. We didn't have that in here, but it can do moisture detection or leak detection, stuff like that, and send an alarm if something like that happens. So,
so now the guys can sit in their office or in their truck, bring up the iPad.
Yeah, it can be.
And it
you
will
can have it on
show
a computer,
them
an iPad, and they can see. You know, they can get an alarm if a well's not running. They can pull up the wells and see if they're running. They can turn them on and off from the computer if needed. You can program these things to say, hey, our flow's slow down at night, so we don't need to run all the wells. We can only need to run half of them or whatever it is. So
it'll tell us how much water's in the
tell you how much water's in the tower. It can control the booster pump at Meeker to fill that. It can control the what we call the high service pumps at the plant here to fill the towers and the system. So it's a fully functioning system. It's just not SCADA, you know.
So in your professional opinion, evaluating what the needs of our community, you feel comfortable that this will meet our needs?
I think it. Yeah, I think it will exceed what we really need. I mean,
okay.
For the time being, in the foreseeable future, I don't know that there's a plan of building a real water treatment plant with filtration and all that. You know, and even like I said, even if there is, 10, 15 years down the road, they integrate with full-blown SCADA. So, yes.
Any questions of Steve?
Is there like a fee for maintenance of it or anything like that?
Yeah, it's based off of just like cellular, like your cell phones or whatever. I calculated up with the units we need. The first 3 years with this system is paid for. After that, it's about $318 a month. So
Okay.
I don't know what you guys pay for cell phone, that's, 2 or 3 cell phones,
Yeah.
So.
And then is there,
And it gets cheaper if you buy the 5-year package, and that was based off
Oh, okay.
renewing every year, so if you buy a 5-year package, it gets cheaper. So.
because that's what I was gonna ask, is there like, will there need to be like upgrades to it, all that kind of stuff that also might come with,
I mean, like software and
things-
stuff
yeah.
like that. Yeah, and I mean, all that's covered underneath, the warranty. I think it's like 5 years or whatever,
okay,
on the majority of the stuff. So, they come out and they do it all. We will have, the control to be able to set points of when we want pumps to come on and off, or, what we want it to do. We'll get that training and have that ability. Like anything, yes, that software, will get updated, and I'm sure it'll go through the cellular signal, like when you update your phone, so.
so then my last question is, so the way you were explaining, like it can do different things, whatever you set it for, does it already come where you can set it for everything, or is that like added on, you're like,
So when they come
maybe in
out,
2 years we figure out, oh, we need this now?
so when they come out and initially install it, they're gonna set it up for what we request. We wanna see the tower levels, we wanna see this pressure. It'll read flows, so whatever we tell them. And then, a year down the road, we say, hey, we wanna add moisture detection, yes, that's probably an extra cost for an extra node to get attached to it to be able to do that, yeah.
Okay, so,
For the function that we need right now, and I mean right now because January's coming up fast, and we've got everything covered in this proposal. So
okay,
the timeline on that is that once approved, it's going to take them a couple of weeks to get the stuff in, and then it'll take them a couple of weeks to get it installed. So with the holidays and stuff, our main goal would be to get the booster pumps, the towers, and the water plant on, and then probably after the first year, they would go back and do all the wells and stuff. So just because timelines.
so what do you propose, if we approve it, like what features do you propose for it to do right now? Would you have them setting it up to do?
Yeah, we wanted to look at tower levels. We wanted to control the booster pump. We wanted to control the high service pumps. Those are the 3 major things right now. And then once it's fully installed and integrated, we're going to be able to see the wells, control the wells on and off, get alarms. We'll put all those alarms in there. If it sees that the tower's too low at a set point, it'll alarm us out. Talking with the team and stuff, that we know when meter gets down around, I think it's 82 or maybe 80, that people start getting low pressure. So we want to set that set point just a little bit above that, so that we get that call before they actually get low pressure and City Hall starts getting a bunch of calls. So we'll dial all those in as they're installing them. It'll let us know if there's a power failure at any of the wells, the booster pumps, plant. We'll have all those in the alarm system. There's a gamut of alarms that are going to go into that thing that
Okay,
give us an advantage over getting a phone call. So.
okay. So you already have like a set of what you feel like would be enough for features?
Yeah, and some of that's a work as you go. Oh yeah,
Yeah.
we didn't think about
Yeah, that's what I was
what
wondering.
happens if a
Yeah.
tornado comes. No, I'm just saying, it's just, there are things that come up that you don't think about every day and so forth, and those alarms they're easy added. So
Okay. That's it.
Thanks, Steve.
Question?
Motion, I'm ready.
Yep. Do we have a motion?
I make a motion to approve the installation of this system completed by Mission Communications.
A second.
Thank you.
thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you,
Yeah.
Steve.
My also with Stephen is that we did get the big pump in today
Oh, yeah.
for the water department. Stephen's got some people coming in to start the installation process, so.
Yeah, they come and looked at it today. It's just a little bit taller and a little bit wider, so they're working on a solution to get that installed. That second of 3 pumps that we need, or 2 pumps that we need. So I'll get you updated in the weekly report.
At the plant.
Okay.
At the plant.
The
Yeah.
water plant. Yeah. Thanks, Steve.
Jeff,
Yes.
Dawn.
Yes.
That motion carries. Next item on the agenda is, we need a motion for adjournment.
I'm making a motion that we adjourn.
Thank
I
you.
second it.
Thank you.
Tammy,
Yes.
Jeff,
Yes.
Take one past the Tammy.
Dawn. She was asking for a vote.
Sorry,
Oh.
somebody distracted me. Yes.
There you go. Thank you. We are adjourned. We'll reconvene as the Kingfisher Recreation Authority. First item on the agenda is the consent docket. Any questions, comments? Anything needs pulled out? If not, do we have a motion?
I make a motion to approve the consent docket.
Second.
Thank you.
hold on.
Yeah, you may move your, oh, no, you good.
I have to go hit more buttons on this one,
I
sorry.
got you.
I'm sorry. I'm getting it, I promise. Okay, Tammy,
Yes.
Jeff,
Yes.
and Dawn.
Yes.
Okay.
So the consent docket's approved. Next item is a discussion, possible action to approve the purchase and installation of a hot water tank for the Verney Snow Aquatic Center by the Hardesty team in the amount of $36,195. Have two speakers listed on that, and you are listed, Jim, so you can speak.
Well, and I appreciate that. I'm gonna let Savannah talk.
Okay.
Savannah, I shared with them the pictures of the two water heaters.
Well,
So-
thanks for saving the best for last.
There you
Thank
go.
you on that
There
one.
you go.
So obviously we did already purchase it. The hot water tank had first started leaking, and I was able to maintain that while I got bids. I got 3 companies, 8 bids altogether. But during that time, the water started coming from underneath the tank. So I had Jim come down because the water was going all through the tile and into the carpet. And so we had called my dad to see if we could turn the tank off. That way the floor wouldn't get any more damage to it. I did take all the tile up, but the carpet, I just dried up. And so my dad had came down, he helped us turn it off. And then Jim said, let's look at the bids. I picked one, we called, and within 2 weeks we have the new hot water tank.
The original hot water
Was
tank
the original from 1999.
Yeah.
So it did a good lifespan.
That's a good year.
Yeah.
It was 400-gallon tank. The one we've got now is
119.
119. But it's a tankless water heater, and it'll meet the
No,
need-
this one's not. This one has a reservoir.
Oh, this one has a
Yes.
okay. All
Okay,
right.
so
Yes.
what's in the picture? Before, after?
Yeah, the before and after. Yeah,
There's no words.
He wasn't wearing his glasses.
yeah.
'Cause I was like, that don't look
No,
tankless.
it's
There's
no.
a health safety issue. That's why we had to move expeditiously. But the old one has been removed and the new one is in now. So we just
Yeah, they came up on a Monday for the old one, and my dad had came up to go ahead and let it drain, so there wasn't no extra water in it. He's worked in heat and air and plumbing for the last 40 years, so thanks to my dad for helping me out. But yeah, they got there at 7 a.m. and by 11 they had it loaded up on the truck. So they worked fast and got it done for us.
So in regards to this, I mean, we have some maintenance that we have budgeted
Yes.
specifically for boilers, but other things too, so
Yeah.
no, hopefully, we
We
don't
can
have
cover it.
anything in addition budgeted for this year for the outside the boilers.
outside the
Right.
borders. That's correct. Yeah, that's correct. So anyway, we'll get this thing back operational. Commissioner Whitrock asked me about a rumor he had heard, and there is another challenge we have down there with the main gas line coming into the building. It's rusted and the state has red tagged it. You're working on getting a couple of bids for
Yes.
that, but we
So-
don't think that's gonna be that expensive. to
Well,
cut that
it's gonna be a two-part fix. One for the gas line and one for the exhaust that comes from both boilers that goes outside. So with the rust on the gas line, they didn't want a pinhole. They shut the boilers off because that's an open flame when it ignites. But the carbon monoxide alarms were going off when they were doing inspection. So they gotta fix the exhaust on that. So the company Hardesty that just did the hot water tank, he was supposed to come out today, but he has strep. So sometime this week he's gonna come do the bid, and then Airtex came out last Friday and did a quote. So we're waiting on that.
So what's the company that was doing maintenance and stuff for us?
AirTech,
That's what I thought it was.
Yeah.
Okay.
but
Because I thought we had some sort of setup, like a contract with them.
we do,
Okay.
we do. That's just regular maintenance. These, if you've been down there, and Tammy, you know, when Richard Green was here, he took each one of the commissioners through and gave them a review, because we invested about $250,000 in deferred maintenance down there. I'd like to tell you, it has improved substantially. You should have seen it before. But these rusty pipes,
Yeah.
we've got a handle on it, but it's just years and years of rust, and now we've got a leak, and we've got to cut that pipe out and put some
Yeah.
new pipe in. But
No. If we have the budget for the boiler.
yeah, that's not going to happen this fiscal year.
Okay. But the longer you wait on that, you're just gonna keep repairing the inside. If you get the boiler and get it for outside, it's gonna eliminate the rust on your gas line, the exhaust on the boilers right now, it's gonna not corrode that. That's why it's carbon monoxide alarm going off. So the sooner those boilers get replaced, because back in 2017, was it 17, when we did the original renovation? And you know, the boilers were supposed to be replaced then.
Yeah.
It's just been pushed off, pushed off, pushed off. So the more you put a Band-Aid on the inside, it's just gonna be more money to Band-Aid.
The Intertech company, or whatever the name,
Airtech.
Airtech, they really are just maintaining
Existing equipment. That's
inside the chemical
Yes.
room and all
Yeah.
that
Yes.
stuff, right? And the HVAC system, right?
Yes,
Yes.
And so that has
The-
that improved
yes.
to the point where you don't see the corrosion you were seeing?
No, that's not gonna, the corrosion is on the plumbing part, and I don't think the plumbing is what's under the contract. It's the actual machines itself.
Yes, but what the mayor is asking, and I would have to agree, when you walk into that room, you don't get hit with those gases. I mean, when Richard took it
in
over.
the pool or
yeah,
the mechanical room.
In the
Mechanical
mechanical
room.
room. When,
I wouldn't know about that part, so I can't speak on that part, if
Yeah,
it was
but-
bad back then or not.
no, I can tell you, in January of 2024, I almost fell over.
But do you now, I guess is my question, do you, with that upgrade in that system and maintenance of that system, are you still seeing the issues in the mechanical room?
You're,
Outside of the boilers, I get that.
I don't
No.
think
Of
so.
the
Now
same-
you're gonna have the corrosion because you have the pit in there. And the
Yeah.
pit has
That's
chlorine
existing, right,
and
but it's
acid.
not getting any worse with the exception of this main gas line.
no.
But she
No.
didn't see it before.
No, for sure.
I
for
mean,
sure.
It'd be hard for her to answer.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I
I mean, I worked there back in the day.
Yeah,
I mean,
but-
it all looks the same to me.
Yeah.
Rust,
Yeah.
you know. But that's been the main thing of putting the boilers outside
Yeah.
is you get that out there,
Do we have
and
a,
it's not going to corrode
do
it.
we have a quote for
$150,000.
a piece
No.
or total?
You would just get one. So
Okay.
you take from 2 boilers to doing 1 outside.
I mean, it would do the same
Yes.
job. Okay.
Do we have like for simple terms, like a pool wish list, like of the facility? Do we have like a wish list, like these are things that need to come. Are you laughing down there? My project management kicks
Excuse
in,
me,
and I
this
see,
isn't a joke.
Well, yeah, because if we're gonna even look at these types of things, it's like, okay, what would be, or can we not even get to a wish list because we're always fixing the now,
Well,
the things that are hot.
and
you know?
I appreciate your
Come on,
innocence
Santa.
in your question, and I'm grateful Kyle's not here. Because convincing them to make a $250,000 capital improvement that was not budgeted, we had to dip into the reserves
Yeah.
because the pool liner was bad. I mean, I could just go through a whole list of things.
Yeah, we can't
But-
even get there because I got you.
But
You
there-
see where we're at.
Yeah.
When AirTech came and gave us their presentation, they did have a list of things that they thought was like a priority of what
Yeah.
needed to get fixed in
Yeah.
the order in which
And
it
the
needed to
boilers
get
are on there.
fixed.
They did
So-
not have the hot water tank on there.
Yeah.
I don't think anybody
That's
envisioned.
We've
really
already
outside
spent way
system.
more
That was
money
just-
than we
That
even
was really
have.
for the bathrooms and stuff like that.
Yeah, and the
showers.
showers.
Yeah.
Yeah, and the showers.
So yeah, so there's
Um,
something that was presented to us
Yeah.
similar to what you.
I mean,
I got you.
Commissioner, it's an item that we'll probably talk about in our budget in the spring for fiscal year 27. But we've poured a lot of money operationally. I mean,
I hear that.
we didn't have a maintenance agreement with AirTech before. I mean, I was getting bills every other day from them, and finally we negotiated a 3-year contract with them to pay a certain amount. And they're probably out twice a week, sometimes a little bit more.
Mm-hmm.
Would you agree?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. And so in the long run, it's been money well spent, you know, but they understand our system and they can keep it running efficiently. So,
Yeah, the gentleman that came and presented, he said they had worked on the pool when it was first built or
Was it
rebuilt
done?
or
Yeah.
something. And he was just saying that he knew the system and then it just kind of like it fell off from them coming out. And so he was actually excited about
yeah.
being able to get back out there and help.
Well, if we need a positive, my daughter knows how to swim because she takes swimming lessons. At the pool. So thank you.
I mean, that's what your grandson.
I know he's
came
taking
out?
the same lessons and
Yeah, swim survival. It's amazing.
but there's a lot to be talked about in the future, but right now, you know, we've got to get this thing approved so that
So
people
that's like
can take
6
a hot
months. That's
shower.
like less than 6 months. That's a
Yeah.
Band-Aid to figure out. I mean, of course, when we budget it, then it's still
Yeah.
a process to get it actually done. But I'm
Well,
just
if you
saying.
find me sleeping in that mechanical room, you might check on me.
Thanks, Savannah.
It's a process. It's a process.
It is. Trust the process.
Do we have a motion?
So it's already been done, but we're just approving that
Right.
it's been done.
Basically,
Okay.
we're leaving him a liability because he overstepped his boundaries.
Like I said, he saved the best
Did
for
I tell you it
last.
was a health and safety issue?
Yes.
Do I put that
Emergency?
in the motion?
Yes, yes, please, no,
I make a motion to approve scheduled business A, for the 36, and change for the hot water tank.
Thank you.
Now, see, I'm gonna assume that it's not really a coincidence that Kyle was on a plane and couldn't make this
That's right.
meeting, but I'm a second that.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Amy,
Yes.
Thank you.
Kyle, Jeff,
Yes.
Dawn.
Yes.
Here,
Turned off his mic.
well, I was about to say something. Okay, next item, do we have a motion for adjournment?
Motion for adjournment.
I second it.
Thank you.
Tammy,
Yes.
Jeff.
Yes.
You can have that back.
Okay. Thanks, everybody, for coming on.
Thank you.
Appreciate Dawn adjusting her schedule to be here.
Brent, thank you. Appreciate you being here.
No.